Okay, I thought I'd do one more video because question 11 also came up. It wasn't as much as the other ones, but also part 2 is something that is a kind of question that you might see again. So I'll do a video now for it and it will help you out for later on. So it's an integration, it's an area one, but it's between a line and a curve. So let's just get those equations first of all. They've told us what c is, it's 11. So y equals 2x plus 11 and y equals 8 minus 2x minus x squared. So what we've got is a negative parabola like that and a line that goes through like that, and we're after the area between the curve and the line. And so how this is a little bit different from just more straightforward areas under the curves is that if I just gave you a curve, normally you're finding the area from the curve down to the x-axis, like that. So you would just integrate the curve and put in your 2x values for there and there. Or even if it was even a straight line and I had an x-axis there, again I could just find the 2x values and then just integrate the line between those 2x values, and that would be fine. To get this part up here, what I need to do is work out the area under the curve first, and subtract from that the area under a line, and then what's left over will be my answer. So if you can imagine taking all of this, moving it up here, it's going to be that part there. If I took it off from the area under the curve, what's left over will be that part there. Hope that makes sense. So what I need for both of these is I need to know what the 2x values are to work with. So we'll go back to the question. That's why they've asked us first of all to find the x values for the points of intersections. So let's just do that quickly. So if I equate those two equations together, 2x plus 11 equals 8 minus 2x minus x squared. I'm going to get x squared plus 4x plus 3 equals 0. So that means I get x plus 3, x plus 1 equals 0. So my two x values are negative 3 and negative 1. Okay, so those are my two x values. So to make this work, I'm going to integrate between negative 1 and negative 3 to get the area under the curve. So the curve equation is 8 minus 2x minus x squared. I'm going to work out that area, and then I'm going to take away the area under the line. So that's going to be integrating between negative 1 and negative 3 for 2x plus 11. Just going to move this up. There we go. Like that. Cool. So let's do that. So we'll get 8x minus x squared minus x cubed all over 3 between negative 1 and negative 3. And I'm going to integrate that. I'm going to get x squared plus 11x between negative 1 and negative 3. And now you have to evaluate it carefully. So you're going to have to put negative 1 in there, negative 3 in there, and then work out the difference between those two, and do the same thing here. Just be careful that before you do this other subtraction between those two areas, that the two areas themselves have to be positive. So I think these are both above the curve, so they'll both come out to be positive. But if they're below the curve, when you do your integration, they'll come out to be negative, but you need to make sure your areas are both positive before you subtract it. Let's see how this one goes. When I substitute in negative 1, I get negative 26 over 3. And then when I substitute in negative 3, I get negative 24. Over here, when I substitute in negative 1, I get negative 10. When I substitute in negative 3, I get negative 24. So this ends up, I add on 24, that ends up to be positive, so that's fine. Here, add on 24, that ends up to be positive, that's fine. So both these areas end up to be positive, so that's fine. I can just subtract them as normal, and when I do that, I get 4/3. And that's the answer.